morning. How are you this morning? I have not done a live like this for quite some time. Um, uh, I'm in New York, and then I just got up, and I wanted to do this live because I got up for about 5 o'clock, and I've been thinking I'm not happy, not pleased, not comfortable, and why I'm not comfortable is because I've been doing so much evaluation, so much introspection, and so much check, on what I do and how I do it. And I'm just coming back from, pardon the noise, because I'm pretty close to the airport. But I'm just coming back from Laos. I've been here now about 3 days, and I'm not happy. I'm not comfortable. I just came back from Laos, where I spent about 12 days, nearly 2 weeks. And I was invited there by a young man, only 28 years old, Yassar. Big up yourself, Yassar, if you're watching. And this was a young man who went out of his way to get me to come to Laos. Went to Laos, he bought the ticket. I went to Laos. And I was originally invited there to help about 6 persons. 26-year-old young man. And when I went, his entire focus was not based on what I could do for him, but rather how much he could learn from me. I'm not free to talk. It was free. I didn't charge him a dollar. Went to Laos, absolutely free. Whenever I get an opportunity to teach, I'm very excited about it. I jump on opportunities to teach more than I do for opportunities to earn. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that, because I've had some very bad experience with money. About 5 years ago, I had a very, 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 very bad experience with money. And back then, I decided that I didn't want anything to do with it. So when I went to Portland, I actually went to Portland to live in the hills, my wife and I, because of the very bad experience that I've had with money. Morning, Nia. Morning. So I'm not somebody who is driven by money or motivated by money, because during that time that I spent in the wild, and I actually was more happier. And I can tell you, money is a tool. It's not that it's not important, it's not good, but I can tell you that it's overrated. There's what we have is an over dependence on money. And I can tell you, if you really, really want to be comfortable, I want to say the less, because I don't want a person to think I'm preaching poverty or I'm preaching brokenness. It's not that. It's just that money is really a tool. So think of a drill. If you had a drill versus you trying to use your hand to bore a hole, if you had a drill, it would be much more faster, which means that it's much more efficient. So from the perspective of the use of money, it's very efficient. It allows you to do things efficiently, much better, much quicker, much faster, much easier. So from that perspective, money is important. But from the perspective as it being needed, morning Annie, as it being needed for where you think you're going to be happy, where you think it's going to cause you to feel comfort, where you think that's one deceptive thing about money. It deceives you into thinking that the more of it you have is the happier you're going to be. Persons will tell you that the more you have is the more uncomfortable you are. So I've had some very, very bad experience with money, so I'm not driven by it. So I was invited to Laos, so I went. And I was very excited. I'm very excited because Yassar's approach was about how much can he learn? What can I learn from this man? How much can I learn? So I went there to help 6 persons, and in 2 weeks, I was able to teach him to identify over 50 herbs Now, Yassar has spent hundreds of dollars importing herbs from Jamaica, because when we do the videos, it was of the belief that in order to get the best quality herb, you need to import it. You need to get it from somewhere else. Now, after my 2 weeks, he realized that of all the herbs that he bought, only 2 wasn't native to where he was living. Nearly everything else that he had bought that he thought that wasn't there was actually there. So one of the reasons why I teach people that the greatest weapon against sickness and disease is not medication, is actually education. So that changed for him. So I was able to teach him over 50 herbs. Not only was I able to teach him over 50 herbs, every day we went out, taught him to identify herbs. We then left, and another fact, I'm going to invite him on this Sunday. I'm going to invite him on this Sunday to join me. Hold on, guys. Let me kind of stabilize this thing here. So, he learned about 50 herbs. The 50 herbs that he learned, we also left, and I taught him how to process the herbs. So I gave him a design for a herb dryer. We initially used this vehicle. All of what I'm saying to you, I'm going to be releasing it timely over the days to come over my channel. So we taught him how to use the herb dryer. Got a herb dryer. We initially were using his car. So I taught him to identify about 50 herbs, taught him how to harvest them, taught him how to process them. Then we went and got jars, got over dozens of jars. And after we harvested the herb, processed them, dried them, we bought the machines for him to pulverize them. So he had a blender that wasn't doing the job. So we went and bought a high-speed blender that we were now able to dry the herbs and powder them. And then we're able to label them and put them away. The next thing I taught him was how to now combine these herbs to make medicine for himself and for his family and friends. And that to me was very fulfilling. I forward, and I'm in New York now, and I said, wow, if I get the chance to go to New York, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to see how many of my people I can reach out to. And I know at this point, consider Yassar to be like a son. So I'm in New York, and most of the persons who come to me want to know what I can do for them. So Yassar's approach is, how much can I learn from you to help myself and my family? I've come to New York, so I'm very down, very discouraged, I'm very disappointed, because now that I'm here among my people, what they want to know is what I can do for them. And you know, I've really taken a decision, and I want to be careful what I'm saying, because not I have a problem making medicine and helping people. So I'll do that, and I'll do that for those who can't do it for themselves, or I'll do that in situations where I urgently need to do it. What I want to focus on, and what I mostly want to do, is I want to help people to help themselves. I want to help people to be able to do things for themselves. And I was shocked, because, you know, coming here, number one, most of the persons that I've seen want to come and they want to know what I can do for them. I mean, I don't mind it, but I really don't prefer doing things for anybody. I don't mind making medicine for anybody, but that's not my preference. My preference is to empower persons to be able to do it for themselves. I do that for a number of reasons. And one of them is that there is a misconception that natural medicine is expensive. Natural medicine is only expensive when you don't know, because we have a system, we have a society to where a lot of practitioners have decided to take advantage of people, because they realize so many people are leading to it. So many people want to use this as their mode of healing. And so what they have done is that they see the demand. So what they have done is that they're charging a lot of people a lot of money. So it has fed into the narrative that in order to live naturally, or in order to pursue the natural avenue, I have to have a lot of money. I want to debunk that. I want to cancel that myth. No, that is only possible when people are willing to learn for themselves. The second reason is that the raw material that we need, if you look at nature, nature tells us that this should not be expensive. Nature tells us that because nature provides the raw material in abundance. If something is in abundance, then it should be affordable. What makes it expensive is the lack of knowledge to access that raw material. So it is a lack of knowledge to access that raw material. Then guess what? And if there's a demand, then it becomes expensive. And so coming to New York, and I've been advocating and I've been sharing that for weeks. I would have been here. I thought that I would have met a lot of persons who would have taken advantage of the initiative to come out. I'm looking for 12,000 people to teach 120 herbs, and I can hardly find 100. Can't imagine it. 12,000 people to teach 120 herbs absolutely free. And I can't even find 100. I'm in New York. I'm supposed to be going to Florida. I'm looking for a church platform to share for free, and I can't get one. Not even one church. Not even one church has extended an invitation to say, listen, I have so many sick people in my congregation. Come and teach us how. But they want to come and they want me to make medicines for them, and they want to think that I'm this great herbalist. I don't want to be seen as being great. I don't want to carry that burden or that responsibility. It's a lot of expectation. It's a lot of burden when people put that high expectation on you. I don't want that. What I want is an opportunity to teach persons how to heal themselves. You name the disease. I'm not going to call a disease by name, but you name the disease. Every disease, if it is caught early, can be reversed. It doesn't matter the name that the label that it carries, it can be reversed. So I'm leaving for Florida on Sunday, this Sunday, and I have some people that want to connect with me. Can't find out even one congregation to share from. I'm in New York, and most of the persons who come to me want me to make the medicine for them. I'm only here for 4 or 5 days. I can't do it. What I can do is I can teach you. I can show you how to do it for yourselves. I met a gentleman yesterday. So today I'm going to a function. I met a gentleman who's one of the gatekeepers, knows the mayor, he knows the congressman, he knows all these persons. After I saw him yesterday, after I connected with him yesterday, I don't want to give too much information, but because of what I do, he says, oh my God, that's these literal words. I have to allow you to, I have to get you to meet these people. So today, I'm slated to meet some of the key persons here in New York. Am I impressed? Not really, but I feel honored that somebody see the value of what I'm doing enough to want me to introduce me to these influential persons that potentially or possibly opens a door for me to get a bigger platform to help more people. That's as much as I value it. In my world, in my field, as I say, I don't have much value for money. I don't value it that much. I don't value status. I don't value status. Hey Annie. All right. So Annie, you know, I'm every Sunday at 7. Every Sunday at 7 is when I've concluded. Every Sunday at 7 is when I've concluded to do my free class. So if you want to, I'm working on the paid class, and I'll talk about the difference between the paid class and the free class. Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time to connect. So today I'm going to be connecting with some key persons in New York, because I met one of the gatekeepers. And after meeting with him and talking to him, he said, listen to me, you were able to confirm what my medical doctor has told me and more. So, okay, I want to meet your wife. I want to meet your wife, and I want to get you in the kitchen, and I want to teach you how to make the medicine to heal yourself, and the medicine, how to prepare the food to help you. So I think we're talking about me coming back. He's actually a bishop, so he has a church. So that's a second church, and I want to use the medium to congratulate Pastor Carol Hamilton. I would say he's a new brother that I found here in New York, who has opened up himself and opened up his church as a platform for me to share. This is Boyo. Boyo is hosting me here in New York. Okay. All right, sir. Later. Yeah, man.
You go at what time you
No, me not ready. No, call him.
Oh, call me. I come back at like around 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, good.
And she go at her granddaughter.
Graduation.
You're not able to do nothing to she. I'm going to tell Connie, and so I don't know if we can meet up here after 10.
Yeah, man, after 10, good.
All right. Help yourself in the granite kitchen.
All
you know,
right.
in the egg or whatever.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Do understand. Yeah, so I'm going out today to do that. But part of what I was saying is that I prefer the approach. I was so satisfied by the ability to teach in Laos the way I was able to teach. I met up with the Minister of Health. I met up with the key stakeholders in Laos. And they were so accommodating and so welcoming for what I had to contribute. I saw most of them. I saw their wives, I saw their in-laws, I saw so many persons while I was out in Laos, and that was a wonderful experience. And I don't mind doing that. But why I'm sad and why I'm not happy is because I thought that there would be a greater uptake for persons, similar uptake like in Laos. I thought that there would be a greater appreciation for an opportunity to learn, the ailments that you have, the sicknesses that you have. Your health is your responsibility. You are living, and I was saying to this gentleman yesterday, this gatekeeper, I'm not calling him, he's into construction, a contractor. And I was giving him the opportunity, said, I want to teach you. I want to teach you. I want to share with you. And he was saying that he's a very busy person. Doesn't have a lot of time. And I was saying to him, it's funny, because because of what I do, my job, I get a chance to see people in their most vulnerable state. See politicians. I see very wealthy persons. I see very successful persons. And when I get to meet them, some of the time I go to their houses and I look on the walls and I see the pictures of them meeting very influential people. I say, imagine that. All of these influential people, all this money that they have, none of this matters anymore. The only real asset that you have is your health. Money, fame, fortune. The people who make excuses not to learn something that could potentially share their lives, share their family member lives, people don't even realize. When you have all the, if you've gotten all the degrees possible, all the money possible, if you've met all the people that you could meet in the world, if you knew the president, if you were sick on your bed and you got that important phone call from the president, I want to honor you, I want to meet with you, and you are very sick, you'll have to decline. It wouldn't matter. Nothing else is more important than your health. Nothing else is more important than an opportunity to know how to heal yourself or how to take care of yourself. Nothing else matters. And it's sad that most people don't know this truth until they become sick. When you become sick, the greatest appointment and the greatest achievement that you have means nothing to you. Absolutely nothing to you. With all the money that you have in the world, I remember going to a person's house, and he got a phone call from a very influential figure. And he told his help aide, tell the person to contact my office because right now I'm not in the frame of mind to talk. Guarantee you, if he wasn't sick, that phone call would not have missed him. Would not have missed him. So, coming to New York, I came to New York, and my goal was to connect with people and to teach them for free. I wanted to, that's like what I did with Yassar. So this is what Yassar got out of me. Yassar learned over 50 herbs. Yassar learned how to harvest these herbs. Yassar learned how to prepare these herbs. Yassar learned how to combine these herbs. Then when I said to him, I said, Yassar, it's not just the medicine, it's the food. Yassar employed a production company to come to his house. And from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 11 p.m. at night, we recorded over 15 videos, 5 soups, all the herbs that we went and harvested. When I told him that these are not just medicinal herbs that can be used therapeutically but nutritionally, he says, what? I want to know how. So he employed a production company, and we did 5 recipes of salads, 5 recipes of juices, that's 10, and about 6 recipes of soups. When he heard that there was a potential to learn something else, he never just said, can you do it for me? He says, how can you teach me? Or can you teach me how? I want to connect with more persons who said to me, Dr. Ben, can you teach me how? Rather than, can you do this for me? Woke up in my bed early this morning, 5 o'clock, thought about doing this video. And I thought about our women, because when I sat with Yassar in his kitchen, he's Indian, and Indian loves spicy food. And by the way, when I go to the country, I pay attention to people's skin, I pay attention to people's habits, because you learn so much. Wonderful Nia. Wonderful Annie. You want to learn, that's it, that's the attitude. And I'm trying to think about, because I have to eat as a family, I'm trying to think about ways to do what I do for free, but still be able to sustain my family. But I spend a lot of time thinking about how can I do this for free, because the most vulnerable people need this knowledge. And I don't believe that anybody should be disenfranchised. I don't believe that this is a knowledge or this is information for persons who can afford it. I don't believe that. I believe that this is a knowledge that everybody should know, that nobody should be disenfranchised because of their socio-economic background. I don't believe that. So I spend a lot of time thinking about how can I do this for free? 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 And so when I was in Laos in Yassar's kitchen, and I started to, he would ask me, Doc, can this, should I be eating this? Should I be eating that? Should I be eating that? I went to his kitchen, and by the time I got to his kitchen, most of what was there was poison. Most of what was there wasn't good. Which has led me to another conclusion, that for me, are to really help people, we're going to have to spend some time in your kitchen. We're going to have to spend some time guiding you what to throw out and what to bring in. So this has to be an initiative that is rooted in education. My approach is not to come and sell you a product. My goal is to help you to experience results. So I was glad that when I went there, his approach wasn't that, oh, Dr. Ben is here, Dr. Ben is going to help me with this. I did help. Part of what I do is I help persons to find out what's wrong with them. So that part, there's no problem. And then after helping them find out what's wrong, the next thing is helping them to create the foods that will sustain life. Because as I said, that a lot of persons, if you're very sick, and I'm coming up with an initiative, and a matter of fact, I'm thinking about how to connect with you women. Because one thing that has been impressed on my heart, she who rocks the cradle rules the world. One of the most powerful energy in this world is feminine energy. Good morning, Marjorie from St. Bartholomew. Wonderful. To remediate the problem that we have, I'm going to need you, women. I'm going to need your support. Because the nation, I want to connect with you tonight. Tell me where are you? In the scripture, whenever a nation is in crisis, and you want to call out the heavy artillery, the heavy artillery for a nation is the women in that nation. The heavy artillery in a nation is not the prime minister, not the government. Even, I'm from Jamaica, Andrew Holness. There are two women that have more influence over Andrew Holness than are two persons that have more influence over Andrew Holness than anybody else. Nobody else in the Senate, nobody else in the world has as much influence over Andrew Holness than his wife and his mother. Barack Obama, wife and mother. Myself, wife and mother. Bishop, pastors, wife and mother. So women carry a very powerful role, a very powerful responsibility. In the scripture, when a nation fell into moral decay, when a nation falls into spiritual decay, good. The scripture says, call for the weeping women, call for the praying mothers. For a nation to be restored, if everything else fails, then call on the women. Why? Because every nation is tied through a spiritual umbilical cord to the women of that nation. For a nation to come to its demise, there has to be a very important strategy of, first of all, bringing down the women and then bring down the men. When Satan wanted to get to Adam, he knew the only way to get to Adam was through Adam's most powerful influence. And that was his wife, a woman. The FBI and other espionage agencies know this. So they have women that they train, spies, some of the most, Solomon, some of the greatest men. Some of the greatest men, Samson, Solomon, I mean, you name it, some of the greatest men in the world came to their demise through women. So she who rocks the cradle, anybody who rocks the cradle when you're a baby, she who rocks the cradle rules the world. And so in order to bring about the effect that I see, in a similar way, we're gonna have to employ the involvement of women. Good morning, Paula. Good morning. We're gonna have to involve we have to get involved the women. And so our nation is sick because our women were taught incorrectly to feed the nation. Most of the poison that we eat as children that gets us sick is from our mother. So mommy started poisoning us with formulas instead of breast milk. Then mommy started to introduce us to formula and give us an appetite for poison when she started to give us snacks. And then we grew up and our wives took over. And they started to give us the MSG and they started to give us all the poison. So our demise was through our women. And our help will have to also begin through our women. Our women ignorantly don't know the difference between food and poison. So go out of a good heart. Out of a good heart. Our children are being poisoned by our mothers, by the low dose poison found in the formulas. Our children are being poisoned when our mothers go to the supermarket and buy snacks with compounds in them that make their children hyperactive, that make their children addictive, that make their children depressed, that mess up their children hormone. Our mothers do that. And then the same woman is the one who ignorantly brings in the food that causes the man to have acidity, enlarged prostate, diabetes, hypertension, all of these diseases. Now it is because you don't know any better. So that is the reason why in my mind I've been saying, oh, if I can find some churches, if I can find some faith-based organizations, then I can go into these churches, or I can go into these mosques, or I can go into these temples, and I can begin to teach my women how to re-educate themselves as it relates to food. We're not talking about medicine, we're talking about food, because that is where the sickness and disease started from. That is where the sickness started from. My anointing is teaching. When I'm put before people and I begin to open my mouth, it's like I begin to get a download. I can go there, I turn up without a script. And that is when the anointing comes down on me and I flow. The anointing doesn't flow on me as a healer when I sit in an office to consult with one person. The anointing flows when I sit before an audience, because there are persons with specific ailments that I am being downloaded to. I'm being used, I'm being spoken through to guide them. I just need the platform. I just need the opportunity. So I've come to terms and I've come to realize what is my gift, what is my purpose, what is my function. I'm just looking for the opportunity. I just need the opportunity. And the fact that I've traveled to I went to Laos, I went to Thailand, I went to China, and I've gained perspective. I realized that my functionality, I function in the office and I consult, but I function better. The anointing is on me. I function with a level of freedom whenever I get the opportunity to teach. So it's more natural for me to teach. I find that whenever somebody asks me, that what is good for that, I want an audience to answer that question too. I don't want to take on the responsibility, and I mean the whole recent incident of me being banned on my website has even brought it more. I realized that I may be contributing to the problem. What is the problem? The habit that people have to look to somebody else to help them. I need more healers. We need to break down that misconception. We need to break down that habit. Because for what is coming, mark my words, those of you who are busy pursuing your colleges and those of you that are pursuing your endeavors, your pursuits in life, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if you remember recently when the crisis came. I saw persons that had the pinnacle of success and nothing else mattered. When you become sick, all the money in the world means nothing. When you become sick, in other words, knowing how to take care of yourself is so important that every single human being should be willing to put their lives on hold for a year. If an opportunity was given to you to learn how to take care of yourself, this is so important that you should be willing to put every pursuit on hold for 1 year to pursue the opportunity to increase your knowledge as it relates to how to take care of yourself and how to take care of your family. Nothing else in life is more important than being able to take care of yourself. So I can understand. In Jamaica, I did a herb walk that's coming out this Sunday. Why is it that I'm able to identify so many herbs wherever I go in the world? It's because most of these herbs are in Jamaica. I knew them from Jamaica. Jamaica has 70% of the medicinal herbs in the world. Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is not reggae music. Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is not our track and field star Usain Bolt or all of these athletes. Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is not music, nor poetry, nor sport. Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is the healing knowledge and the healing plants that it has. The next thing that is going to cause Jamaica, the next crisis is going to be a food and medicine crisis. Friends, listen to me. You may think we have normalcy, or we have gotten back normalcy. No, it's not normalcy. It's not normalcy, guys. It's not normalcy. What's coming next is going to be far more sinister, far worse than what was there before. Believe me, every opportunity that you had the last time to get help will not be there. The persons that you went to and got help, they're not going to be around. They're not going to be in a position to help you. I'm not going to be in a position to help you. That's why this is so important to me. Based on how I see it, in order to save people, or to save as much persons for what's coming, from now I have to get busy teaching as many persons as is possible. teaching them to identify herbs in their wild state, teaching them to know the difference between herbs in its medicinal state versus herbs in its, herbs is always in its medicinal state. But teaching them to be able to identify herbs that are more nutritional, medicinal, or therapeutic medicinal. And I cannot believe I thought that making the knowledge available for free would allow people to access it more. So discouraged. I'm so sad. I'm so disheartened that my people are not jumping on the opportunity to get the knowledge. Instead, they are turning up, coming to me. Dr. Ben, how can you help me with, how the hell am I going to help so much people? Tell me. How am I going to help so many people by taking care of them? It's only one me. It's impossible. I've seen that the more people I help and they tell people is the more ineffective I become. How the hell am I going to help so much people? I help you, you got 10, tell more. How am I going to help those persons? It's impossible. So I've come to terms and I've come to accept that the only way I can help you is to teach you. I'm willing to teach you and I'm willing to teach you for free. What else can I do? But when I have met the time, you know, I used to feel guilty because there are so many persons, and I want to give thanks to my wife and my children who are there in Portland. My wife. Let you guys meet my wonderful wife, the woman who makes it possible for me to do this. The woman who denies herself and say, my husband, I want you here, but go. I need you here with me, but go. I've been away from her now for 3 weeks. I'm on the phone, I'm yearning to go home. She's yearning for me. But I'm saying, honey, I have to go. I just feel this passion. I have to go. And I have to share it with the persons. So I want to give thanks to my wife and my children, my daughter, music, my son, Joshua. My daughter is the one who runs the office. My wife is just like me. If it wasn't for my daughter, my wife would give away everything for free. My wife is the type of person who, when she sees sick people, her heart is touched. She will give away everything for free. My daughter is the one who says, no, mommy, if we give away everything for free, if we give everything for free, we won't be able to pay the bills. We won't be able to function. My son is the one who makes the medicine. Brilliant young man, works very hard. And I'm glad because, you know, in what we do, it's not that we make a lot of money. But my family is committed to the cause. So, and I don't talk about it a lot, but I really appreciate you guys. But, you know, when I come and when I travel, I used to feel very, very worried and guilty about the fact that so many persons are depending on me. So many persons are suffering because I'm not there. But that's not I realized that I wasn't doing good. If when I'm there and I leave, so many people are still depending on me, it means I'm contributing to the cause. I'm contributing to the bad habit. So I've decided that when I go back to Jamaica, my whole function is going to be completely different. I'm going to be radical. I'm going to move away from my my habit of supporting people in their sickness, and the habit of allowing people to think that what they need is me to get better, or who they need to see is me to get better. And then I'm gonna do my utmost best to dispel that, because I'm gonna spend far less time in the office seeing people and try to find far more time on platforms to teach people how to do it for themselves. That's what I'm going to do. Because this opportunity will not be around forever. So I have to move fast. I have to move very fast in trying to get this knowledge out there. For every one person that I sit in the office and see, I'm denying 100 persons from learning from that same time. The same time that I use to help one person, I could use it to help 100. So when I help one, I'm denying 99. I'm denying 99, helping one, but I'm potentially denying 99 from being helped. So I'm here in New York tonight. I'm going to, and I'm going to give thanks to Pastor Carol Hamilton, that has opened up his church as a healing center. So I'm going to be there tonight, 461. 461. I've done a video recently with the address 461 in Bronx. They're in Bronx. I'm going to be there tonight, and I'm going to be teaching people how to make medicine. So I'm going to be teaching persons, not like when I was in Laos. That's what I would do when I come back. That's what I want to do. So I want to go on herb walk. But tonight I'm gathering some herbs. I'm teaching persons how to make, how traditionally our ancestors use these ingredients to make medicine to heal themselves. So I'm sharing that traditional knowledge. And then tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to be in the park helping people to identify herbs and foods. That if there was a crisis in New York, and if there was no money, they would be able to know what that herb is good for, and what that herb is good for. And then I'm going on to Florida. And as I said, I'm discouraged. Why am I discouraged? I'm discouraged because I've been making an appeal now for nearly 1 month to get a location in Florida. Will I be live? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If I'm not live, Marjorie, if I'm not live, then I'm going to post the recording. But I leave for Florida, where I want to connect with some more persons and do the same. And up until now, not even one church. Not even one church. Not even one church in Florida. I wanted to be in Fort Lauderdale and somewhere else in Florida. But not even one church so far has made their platform available. Not even one church. And I've done a video with about 25, 30,000 people making an appeal. Not even one church. And I'm coming back home, and I'm coming back the 26th. I'll be back in Jamaica. When I come back to Jamaica, it's the same thing. I'm not gonna spend much time I'm gonna look for platforms in Kingston and St. Anne. You come out and I show you how to make the medicine for yourself. And I do workshops how to show you how to identify the foods that you need. Right now I'm thinking about a 30-day challenge, 30 days. 30 days. Came up with this idea this morning. 30 days. People who have chronic ailments, sicknesses, I want to do a 30-day run. Every day for 30 days. To share with persons traditional knowledge that our ancestors used to heal themselves for 30 days. I'm going to do that. For free. Absolutely free. And I'm looking to see I'm hoping that as many of you women as is possible can join me on this venture. Looking to find as many women as is possible to join me on this venture. I'm discouraged because again I've been trying to set up a retreat facility where and I've decided to stop taking persons who have chronic ailments, because if I don't have the tools and if I don't have the means, it doesn't matter how able you are, if you don't have the tools, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. So I've taken the decisions not to, a couple persons with the big C have called me and I've told them that sorry, because I've tried it even up until very recently. I've tried to help without the tools, and it just frustrates me. I frustrate the person. Chief Doctor, how you doing, Chief? But as I said today, I got up this morning very discouraged, very disheartened. Because I'm back in the US among my people. I was in India, Laos, among Orientals, and the reception that I've gotten in Laos, and it wasn't just the reception, but it was how they sought to benefit, was phenomenal. And I've come to my people, because I'm not saying my people, everybody is my people, but people of African descent, because black people are statistically the sickest people in the world. Every sickness known to man is highest among the black population than any other ethnic group. Fibroids, cancer, diabetes, hypertension. All of them is highest among black people. It means that if there's anybody else, if there's anybody who needs this knowledge, it is people of African descent. But it's sad because the only thing that people of African descent are willing to spend money on are material things. Here, name brand shoes, name brand shirt, name brand pants, name brand everything. They enjoy spending their money on material things that do not make them better off. Their interest lies on their value. Black people value themselves based on material achievements. When I went to Asia, some of the wealthiest people, I was with them. And you couldn't know because they live such a simple life. You come to where black people are, a lot of black people are, and it's sad that we define ourselves based on what we have and not who we are. So we put interest in having, not being. In having more material things, not being healthy. Not being, but having. Very different. One society, one set of people define themselves based on having. So they spend money on expensive cologne, expensive cars, expensive things, on having and flaunting and showing off. And anything that propels that or contributes to that is what they're interested in. But they don't realize that slowly we are becoming some of the most, what I call, barren people in the world. We're having more reproductive problems than before. Somebody realized that the numbers that we have, the scripture says in the book of Exodus, the Egyptian says that, listen to me, these people are multiplying more than us. So it's just a matter of time before they take over. So what we have to do is that we have to begin to eliminate them from the seed. Somebody realized that with our gifts and with our brilliance and with our expertise and with all the natural gifts that we have, somebody realized that if allowed to continue to reproduce at the rate that we are reproducing, just a matter of time before we have world dominance. So they have decided to feed us an ulterior narrative, a narrative where we are focused on having rather than on being. So the responsibility of being, we have given it to them. So they are the ones responsible for us being. So we are being more sick. We are being becoming less fertile. We are being more materialistic. We are being less spiritual. So the crimes, the violence, the drugs. Somebody is responsible for our being while we are focused on having. Guys, we have to wake up at the smell of coffee. Not one that focuses on problems and focuses on the couldas, shouldas, and wouldas. When I identify a problem, I come up with solution. Part of the solution is women. Part of the solution is going to be having an intensive program that is geared towards women, re-educating our women as it relates to being able to feed us and being able to offer us the medicine that we need. Eventually, when the men begin to eat differently, they'll begin to wake up. The message that I'm sharing now will resonate to more women than it does to more men because you are natural healers. You can identify with what I'm saying because I'm speaking to your innate ability to heal. You can't do it because you don't have the knowledge, but you want to do it. You want to do it. You want to heal your sons. You want to heal your daughters. You want to heal your men. You want to see the society being healed. Because you are more connected than anybody else because you carried life for 9 months. So you can't carry life for 9 months and still not be connected to it. Your connection to that which you bears is for life. Nobody else has as much influence over the baddest man than his mother or his woman. And Satan know this. Satan know this. Women, if you know how powerful you are, if you know how powerful you are, I want you to think about the most powerful man. And as powerful as he is, there is a woman that has more influence over him than anybody else in the world. It's very important for us to understand that. You look at Moses. Moses changed the world. But Moses was able to do what he did because of the influence of certain women in his life. First of all, his sister, Not his brother. His sister was the one who brought him in the basket. It was Pharaoh's daughter who saw him and grew him. Woman. Nature's natural healer. Nature's natural life carrier. That's why I have so much respect for women. I remember I was in Jamaica recently and a woman, Nicole Shirley, invited me to a function where I connected with some women. And they told me that I would be traveling and doing what I'm doing. Some women told me this. So I don't take it lightly. And what I'm saying is that I'm here. And as I said, this morning I felt very discouraged. I said, let me just share with you guys. Let me just come out and share with you guys. And I feel that, you know, this is my community. I've connected with people who, it's like I found new family members. Pastor Carol Hamilton is like a new brother that I gained. Met him in the last couple days, and he's like a brother who I've known all my life. Yassar, spent 2 weeks with him and he's like another son. And there's so many of you. Lion, Sean, Michael from Kingston, and so many that I've connected with. You're like an extended family. So you make it easy for me to do what I do. When I get discouraged and I share and I connect with you guys, it's like, boom. I get so much encouragement, so much prayer, so much. I have some of you guys who send me regular voice notes, regular prayers, and I listen to them and I appreciate them. Because I know that for what I want to do, it's not going to come easy. So the discouragement is not going to stop me, but you know, I'm human, so I will feel discouraged at times. But I'm not going to stop as long as Yah gives me breath. And as long as there is an opportunity for me to share, I'm going to share. So I want you guys to look out, to join me this Sunday at 7. So what I've done is I've decided to use Sunday evenings at 7 to do my live class. What's that? All I'm going to do that is the herb walk that comes out on 3 o'clock, and none didn't come out this Sunday. But the herb walk that comes out on 3 o'clock, I will be reviewing that in the live, and I'll be going in depth and taking questions as we look on the traditional uses of herbs. And then I'll be setting a quiz. I'll be setting a quiz based on that class. That quiz will come out maybe about Tuesday in our KINDAH Wellness community. All my videos have the link for our KINDAH Wellness community. I have about 117 persons in the group. And I thank those persons in the group who help to keep it alive and interactive. And then when I get back to Jamaica, I'm going to spend about a week because we're moving our Boston Institute of Natural Medicine to a new platform. What's the difference between the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine and the KINDAH Wellness Community free class? The difference is depth. So in the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine, I go far deeper. That is designed for persons who want to become practitioners, who want to become healers. Oh yeah, Annie, I saw that. So my goal is to get a herbalist in every home. My goal is to get every mother in every home to become a herbalist. That's what the free class is about. Being able to identify the herbs in their wild, being able to determine whether they're more medicinal or more therapeutic, and knowing how to use them. That's what that is about. The Boston Institute of Natural Medicine is more in depth. It's going to be knowledge as it relates to the scientific perspective, the scientific basis, the scientific claims. So it's more in depth. It's for persons who say, listen, I don't see myself as just having this knowledge for personal use. I want to do this professionally. I want to become somebody who I see myself as offering healing services. I see myself as a natural healer. And I want to hone and harness and develop that skill. That is what the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine is about. So it's far more technical, has far more depth, has far more character. A natural life. Yeah, man. So when I do the demonstration, so going forward, what I want to do is, as I said, I want to focus more on teaching rather than spending time at clinic. My wife, my children are doing an excellent job there. My value now, I believe, is more teaching than doing. So I'm looking for opportunities to travel across Jamaica to different churches, to different congregations, set up. We'll do herb walk in the days. We'll identify herbs like what we do in our free herb walk session. But I'll teach you how to harvest the herbs, when to harvest the herbs, how to prepare the herbs, how to combine the herbs to make medicine, how to identify the different ailments that people have, how to interpret what the body is saying, because the body tells us what's happening. That's what I want to do, more of that. So it's about resurrecting more healers, seeing more persons come in this space, helping people to build on their knowledge, helping people to grow their knowledge, so that when the next crisis comes, there will be an underground network of people will be able, yes, so give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach him to fish, you feed him for life, and that's the goal. So I'm done with giving people fish. My goal is to teach people how to fish. I know at first it's going to be challenging. And I want to focus on the women. I want to focus on you women. Because you've always been more insightful than us men. When Yeshua died, it was women who went to the tomb, realized what was happening, and alerted the men. Men provide strength for a nation, but women provide spirituality. See, we're in a home. Women in the home provide nurturing. The men provide discipline. Women nurture. Mommy, so and so and so and so. Mommy, so and so and so. Mommy, so and so and so. When your head is hurting, you go to daddy. Man, move away from me, man. I don't have time for that. They can't, as us men, we can't relate like that. But when we go to daddy and say, daddy, somebody don't say, do me something, you know, that is in defense mode. So fathers function differently in the home than women. Women are nurturers. You are the nurturers. You are the one who sense and feel. The men are the ones who are objective and analytical and critical and provide. So there has to be a balance. But when a nation falls into decay, when people eat what they shouldn't eat, the ability to be analytical, the ability to be critical and to identify what's happening, it's not there. So we have to appeal to those who are healers, the women who are healers, who are spiritual, who even in their state of eating poison and are able to critically identify what is wrong. In their spirit, they can sense what's wrong. So we have to reach out in the spirit first to lift people up so that they can become detoxified and begin to think logically. When we become detoxified, when we become awakened, Our men now begin to function. Our men are able to defend. Our men are able to function the way they are able to function. So what I want to say to you is, as I said, I want to thank Pastor Carol Hamilton for allowing his church platform to being available. Today, I'm going to be meeting with some key stakeholders here in New York because of a person that I met today. And the goal is just to bring the message of natural healing. It's the goal, to bring the message of natural healing. To help people to understand. Yeah, I need to come to St. Lucia. My goal is to come to all of these Caribbean islands. I'm promoting what is called indigenous Caribbean medicine. As I said, Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is yet to come. Jamaica's greatest gift was not reggae music, was not Bob Marley, was not Usain Bolt. Jamaica's greatest gift to the world is going to be healing. Is going to be healing. Is going to be healing. Jamaica's greatest resource right now is not bauxite, it's not tourism. Jamaica's greatest resource is the plants, the medicine that we have that will bring healing not only to Jamaicans and people in the Caribbean, but to the world. The world is going to look to Jamaica. Jamaica is going to become the healing Mecca of the Caribbean. St. Thomas, Portland is going to become the healing Mecca of Jamaica. So when I get back to Jamaica, I can't do this alone. So when I get back to Jamaica, I want to connect. I need the community. I need the support of Jamaica. I need the government of Jamaica. What I'm doing can't be done without the involvement of the government of Jamaica. Andrew Holness, I saw a recent video of Christopher Tufton being sick. I didn't check it out. I don't know what's wrong with him. But maybe this is a message to you, Christopher. Maybe this is a message to you. That as important as politics is, as important as governance is, when you get sick, everything has to go on pause. So this is an issue that you need to get involved with. As busy as you are, whatever contract you have, whatever appointment you have, when you get sick, it stops. What I'm promoting and what I'm advocating is not for me, it's for everybody. It's not for me. And Christopher, I don't know what happened to you. I hope you get better. But it is to let you know that the high likelihood that you would have benefited from this knowledge. There's a high likelihood that if that hospital wasn't there, your only recourse would have been herbs. Christopher Tufton, if it is that hospital was not there, your only recourse would have been herbs. I don't know if you are feeling pain, but I can tell you that sickness is not a good feeling. It's not nice when you get sick. It's not nice. And I use this opportunity to implore your pastors. It's not about money. As I said, I had a very, 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 very bad experience with money about 4 years ago. Very bad experience with money. So I'm not driven by money. I'm not driven by success. I'm not driven by fame. Because I see very famous people, very successful people, very wealthy people. And I realize that when you get sick, you're reduced to just being a man or a woman in a pampas on a bed with people having to do everything for you. So it doesn't matter who you are. Some of the most successful politicians, after a while you see them leaving the front stage. You don't see them anymore because they have prostate enlargement. You don't see them anymore because they're hypertensive. You don't see them because they're diabetic. Some of the biggest names in entertainment. Sometimes you don't see them. They're being treated. The money doesn't matter. The fame doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Recently, when I was here, Pastor was trying to get some people to come out. And they were saying, Pastor, I have class. Pastor, I have this. Pastor, I have that. Pastor, and I'm saying, wow, imagine. How important is your health? How important is your health? If you got sick, none of those appointments, you'll be able to meet them, not even one. If you had an appointment at the embassy, if you had an appointment with royalty, if you had an appointment to get $1 billion, if you're sick, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters when you get sick. So you don't understand what I'm saying, because you've never really been sick. I see people daily who are sick. I see people, I go to people's homes who are really sick. And I see them. And they're willing to give anything and everything that they have. They're willing to exchange it. And then I sometimes, after seeing them, I go outside and I walk around the yard. And I look. And I realize that for a lot of them, the remedy is so close to home. It's in their yard. It's in so much abundance that they pay people to get rid of it. So they have gardeners. They are sick inside the house. And they pay a gardener every week because they are ignorant. They pay a gardener every week to cut and weed away what the earth is producing and saying, this is the solution, this is the remedy. And they're inside getting sicker and sicker and sicker while the gardener is cutting away and cutting away and cutting away and cutting away and cutting away. And they're inside getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Because of what I do, it's amazing. Your perspective on life is very different. It wasn't always like this. I was driven at one point by money. I was driven by success. I was driven by acquiring and achieving and not being. But after being in my position, your perspective on life changes. Your perspective on life changes. You realize that the abundance of what defines you, the abundance, what defines you is not based on the abundance of what you have. It's not based on who you know. It's not based on where you have been, where you've traveled to. None of that matters. It's based on your being. It's based on you being healthy. It's based on you being loving. It's based on being respectful, being kind. It's based on the inequalities that matters. So guys, I don't want to bore you. I don't want to be long, and I don't want to bemoan the point. I just came on this morning to share how hurt I was. It's a good a good platform to vent on. But with that being said and done, I look forward to blessings dying in nature. I look forward to coming back home. I look forward and doing more retreats. As a matter of fact, when I come back home, I'm look out for a retreat facility that I'm partnering with a friend to set up I want to do more teaching. So you come, leave the hustle and bustle of Kingston, leave the hustle and bustle of New York, leave the hustle and bustle of your routine life that stresses you. Leave the hustle and bustle of the disappointments that get you sick, when you don't hit those targets and those goals. Stresses you out. Leave that and connect with nature. And get a true sense of what it means to live. Because some of you have no idea of what it means to live. You're alive and you're not living. You're existing. You're existing to pay the bills. You're existing to run the company. You're existing to meet the expectations of others. You're existing to keep the illusion running, but you're not living. Some of you have never lived. Some of you, from the day you were born, you have never lived. And I can say this because I know the difference between living and existing. Only somebody who knows the difference between living and existing can talk like this. I know the difference between living and existing. You're existing to just keep the image going. Never live a day in your life. Annie, when I go to Florida, I'm setting up a new platform. But yeah, there will be a different platform where persons can be a part of the retreat. But I want to do some retreats that will give some of you a chance to live. Escape your existing world and live for a little while. Live for a weekend. Live for a week. Live. Experience life. The simplest form. Walk barefoot. Experience the river. Listen to the birds. Relax in the wind. Listen to the bamboos. Live. Take a risk and jump off in the water. Taste some food that you've never, that when you taste it, it speaks to your body. Live. Some people don't even know the difference between living and existing. So guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. So, being with Yasar, spending time with Yasar, experiences like those is what I want to continue to do. Spend less time in the clinic, don't want to do that. Spend less time in the clinic, more time teaching, more time empowering, more time helping you to become who you ought to be. All right, guys. So I want you to join us if you're in the New York area tonight at about 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow, Saturday, at about 10 o'clock. I'm on the KINDAH. Oh, no, you're in the KINDAH Wellness community. Wonderful. Welcome to the KINDAH Wellness community. Latasha Winford. Welcome, Latasha. I'm seeing you for a while. So if you're in the New York area, I'm going to be at Pastor Carl Hamilton's church. I don't remember the name, the address, but I just did a video. The video that I did before this video has his number and it has the address information. Love for you to come over. I want to connect with you. Want to share with you. And for those of you who are again in the New York area, I'll be doing a herb walk this Saturday at 10 to about 3. And then, I'll be on the Rattigan show. And then on next week, I leave for Florida. But next week I'll be in Florida. I'm still trying to find a church to share from that platform. I haven't found any as yet. If you have any friends pastor friend in Florida, anybody in Florida, then let me know. I'm gonna put my contact form in the video of this description after I'm finished, where you can go and you can contact me and I can get that information. So guys, until next time, It was nice connecting with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night and Saturday. And then for those of you that want to be a part of our 12 by 12 Herbal Initiative, Sunday at 3, we did some plans. We identified some plans here in New York that you have to watch. And then Sunday at 7 p.m. is when we have our class. And at that class, basically we review the herbs that we looked at. And we go more in depth into the medicinal uses and that kind of a thing. So have lots of plan lined up. Have a 30-day challenge coming up. So if you know of anybody with any chronic ailment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do live every day for that 30 days. And I'm going to share with you, we're going through a detox. For the whole 30 days, I'll show you. I'm looking for persons who have various challenges to share with them how our ancestors would have dealt with these issues. And so if you have challenges, diabetes, whatever the challenge, I don't want to name the names, but whatever the challenge is, I would love for you to join me in that challenge. Every day I'll do a live for maybe about 30 minutes. And the goal is at the end of the 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, yes, Vir James. All right, looking forward to seeing you this evening. So at the end of the 30 days, I'm looking for persons to testify, to share their experience. We have a live where you share your experience. Just tell us what it did for you. What did this do for you? What conditions you had, what it did for you. Conditions you had, what it did for you. I'm looking to do that when I get back to Jamaica. I'll work up my schedule, decide on a time, and I'll tell you beforehand. All right. So please join us this Sunday. Get the word out. Natural well care, good. So and it's sad again because on a Sunday night when we do the live free class, 40-something persons, 30-something persons, and bear in mind I'm sharing the live on my YouTube channel. I'm sharing the live on 2 Facebook channel. I'm sharing the live on Instagram. I'm sharing the live on Twitter. Multiple platforms. And we only have 40 odd persons turning up. That's so pathetic. And we have so many sick people. And we have so many people who just want to get better, who want to feel better, not get better. It's a part of the feel better culture. Part of the feel better habit is not learning how to take care of themselves. So I'm not promoting feel better. We're promoting get better. We're promoting becoming whole, being made whole. So I'm looking for you. I want you to be the agents. So normally we post the live thumbnail. We post it, which means that persons can hit the post notification and share it. All right. So when we go live on a Sunday, the notification is at least out from a Friday or Saturday. So persons can go to our live page and share that. When we're going live on a Sunday, the notification is out there, so persons can go there and they can share it. So I want you to help me share it so we can see more persons turning up. All right, guys, I have to run now. I have things to do. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you guys for being on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you later this evening and over this weekend. All right, and seeing you in Florida. All right, bye-bye.